Is it worth getting these SUVs used? It's 3 years old. It's got 60,000 miles on it. You obviously don't really have any real warranty coverage, and that 3 years of free maintenance that BMW offers for new customers, yeah, you're not going to be getting that here.
What if the SUV you buy today loses nearly 80% of its value before you even finish paying it off? It sounds unbelievable, but some models collapse so fast that owners are left shocked when it's time to sell or trade in. And the craziest part? Many of these SUVs look premium, powerful, and expensive until their resale value crashes like a stone. Today, we're breaking down 13 SUVs that lose 80% of their value in just 2 years, and the reasons will surprise you. 13. Infiniti QX80. At first glance, the Infiniti QX80 looks like a full-size luxury SUV built to rival the biggest names on the road. It's bold, massive, powerful, and packed with features. But behind all that size and shine lies one of the steepest depreciation curves in the entire SUV market. The moment it leaves the dealership, the value drops sharply. And within 2 years, owners often see close to an 80% loss, making it one of the worst performers in the premium segment. One of the biggest reasons for this collapse is its aging platform. While competitors keep updating their designs, drivetrains, and interiors, the QX80 has remained more or less the same for years. Buyers who spend big money expect modern tech and a fresh feel. But instead, they get an SUV that feels like it's stuck in the past. That instantly kills resale value, because used car shoppers can get newer, more updated vehicles at the same price point. Then there's the fuel economy problem. The QX80 is heavy, large, and powered by a thirsty V8. With rising fuel prices and buyers becoming more conscious about daily running costs, this SUV becomes harder to justify in the second-hand market. Most owners are shocked when they realize how few people want a big gas guzzler, and that directly pushes prices down. Maintenance and insurance don't help either. Luxury parts, heavy wear components, and high repair costs make the QX80 expensive to keep on the road. Add in a lack of strong brand image compared to its German rivals, and you've got an SUV that simply cannot hold its value. People looking at used luxury SUVs prefer names like Mercedes, BMW, or Lexus, so the QX80 ends up with a smaller pool of buyers. Another hidden factor hurting its resale is fleet and lease demand. When too many lease returns hit the market at the same time, prices plummet. The QX80 has seen exactly that. Large numbers of low-mileage units flooding the used market, dragging down the value of privately owned models. Overall, the Infiniti QX80 is powerful and comfortable, but the market doesn't reward it. It depreciates hard, fast, and brutally, making it one of the worst financial decisions in the segment if you're thinking long-term. 12. BMW X7. The BMW X7 is one of the most luxurious full-size SUVs on the market, offering incredible performance, a high-end cabin, and a smooth driving experience. But despite all that prestige, it suffers from one of the fastest and steepest depreciation rates among luxury SUVs. Within just 2 years, it can lose nearly 80% of its original value, leaving many owners stunned when they see trade-in prices. So why does such an expensive, desirable SUV fall so hard? The first big reason is maintenance and repair complexity. The X7 is packed with advanced electronics, sensors, and high-tech comfort features. While these make it feel premium when new, they also become major points of failure as the SUV ages. Even minor repairs can cost thousands, and extended warranties are expensive. This makes used car buyers nervous. Fewer buyers mean lower resale value. Then there's the air suspension issue. Like many large German luxury SUVs, the X7 uses a sophisticated air suspension system that delivers a buttery ride. But these systems are known to wear out, leak, or fail, especially after warranty periods. And when they do, repairs can cost a fortune. Most used buyers don't want to risk inheriting a repair bill that costs more than the value of the car itself. The depreciation is also influenced by BMW's frequent updates and aggressive lease incentives. BMW pushes many X7s through leasing programs, and after 2 to 3 years, thousands of these vehicles return to the market at once. This floods the used market, lowering prices dramatically. When supply increases faster than demand, resale values collapse. Another major factor is how buyers perceive German luxury brands. People love them brand new, but once the warranty expires, they're viewed as high-risk purchases. Older luxury SUVs are sometimes seen as ticking time bombs, expensive to maintain, complicated to diagnose, and prone to unpredictable issues. That fear alone is enough to push down resale prices. Finally, insurance and running costs also hurt its long-term appeal. High fuel consumption, pricey parts, and premium-only fuel add up quickly. Potential used buyers prefer something easier and cheaper to live with, causing many X7s to sit on the market longer, forcing sellers to lower prices even further. In short, the BMW X7 is amazing when new, but its combination of high costs, complex systems, and heavy lease returns make it one of the fastest depreciating luxury SUVs you can buy. Owners pay the price, literally, within the first 2 years. 11. Mercedes-Benz GLS. The Mercedes-Benz GLS is often marketed as the S-Class of SUVs, and on the surface, it certainly looks the part. It's huge, luxurious, powerful, and packed with technology. But despite all of that, the GLS is one of the worst performers in resale value, losing close to 80% of its worth in just 2 years. For a flagship luxury SUV, that level of depreciation is shocking. But the reasons behind it are very real. The first major cause is the GLS's reliability reputation. Over the years, the GLS has gained a long list of owner complaints related to electronics, air suspension, and drivetrain issues. Luxury SUVs with complicated tech tend to depreciate fast, and the GLS sits right at the top of that list. When warranties expire, buyers fear expensive repair bills. That fear alone destroys resale demand. Then there's the sheer complexity of the vehicle. The GLS isn't just big. It's loaded with dozens of modules, sensors, comfort features, and advanced systems. This includes massaging seats, active suspension, multi-zone climate controls, soft closed doors, adaptive driving tech, and more. All these features are impressive when new, but as the SUV ages, the cost to maintain or replace these systems becomes extremely high. Used car shoppers know this, and most simply avoid taking on that risk. Another huge factor is the air suspension, which is known to fail on many older GLS models. Replacing a single air strut can cost as much as an older used car. A full system repair can run into several $1,000s. This makes used GLS models incredibly difficult to sell unless the price is slashed heavily, leading to rapid depreciation. The GLS also faces stiff competition in the large luxury SUV category. Buyers comparing resale values often go for Lexus, which has a much stronger reputation for long-term durability. Even Cadillac and Lincoln sometimes hold their value better because they're cheaper to maintain. This competition pushes GLS prices downward. Added to this is the problem of lease returns flooding the market. Many GLS models are leased rather than purchased outright, And when those leases expire in 2 to 3 years, hundreds of them hit the used market at once. That oversupply forces dealers to drop prices dramatically to move inventory. Lastly, the GLS suffers from high running costs. Premium-only fuel, pricey insurance, and frequent maintenance requirements make it expensive to live with. All this reduces the pool of used buyers even more. When fewer people want a used model, the value crashes. In the end, the Mercedes-Benz GLS delivers incredible luxury when it's new, but it becomes one of the fastest-falling SUVs in value as soon as it enters the used market. For owners, the financial hit is massive, and it happens very quickly. 10. Lincoln Aviator. The Lincoln Aviator is one of those SUVs that looks like it should hold its value well. It's stylish, powerful, loaded with technology, and positioned as a premium alternative to German luxury brands. But despite all of that, the Aviator suffers from some of the steepest and fastest depreciation in the luxury midsize SUV category, often losing close to 80% of its value within just 2 years. And once you understand the reasons, the rapid price drop starts to make a lot more sense. One of the biggest issues lies under the hood. The Aviator's twin-turbocharged engine delivers strong performance, but it also brings reliability concerns. Owners have reported early turbo issues, unexpected engine behavior, and overall inconsistency in how the vehicle handles long-term use. For a luxury SUV, these concerns immediately scare off used buyers, who prefer something proven and stable. A powertrain that feels unpredictable kills resale demand almost instantly. Then there's the transmission problem. The Aviator's 10-speed automatic transmission has become one of its biggest weaknesses. Complaints about harsh shifts, delays, and long-term durability have followed the model almost since launch. Prospective used car buyers know these issues, and many don't want to take the risk of inheriting a transmission repair that could cost thousands. A luxury SUV with drivetrain concerns will always depreciate faster than the competition. The plug-in hybrid version of the Aviator drops value even faster. While hybrids usually help resale, the Aviator's hybrid system has been criticized for complexity, technical glitches, and inconsistent real-world performance. When a hybrid system earns a reputation for being unreliable or difficult to service, its resale curve collapses. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened here. Another factor dragging down the Aviator's value is brand perception. While Lincoln has improved significantly, it still doesn't command the same resale strength as BMW, Audi, Lexus, or Mercedes. Shoppers in the used luxury market want a badge with strong equity, and Lincoln simply doesn't compete at that level yet. Even if the vehicle itself is solid, the brand's resale history creates hesitation, and hesitation lowers prices. Incentives also play a major role. Lincoln dealerships have been known to offer aggressive discounts on new Aviators. When brand new models get price cuts, the value of used ones plummets instantly. Heavy incentives distort the true value of the vehicle, and when trade-in time comes around, owners quickly discover how deeply those discounts damaged long-term pricing. The interior quality of the Aviator has also received mixed reviews. While stylish, it has suffered from complaints about build quality, rattles, malfunctioning tech screens, and electrical glitches. Buyers who spend this kind of money expect everything to feel flawless. And when it doesn't, the resale value takes another hit. Put all this together: powertrain doubts, transmission issues, hybrid system complications, brand perception challenges, and heavy dealer incentives, and the Lincoln Aviator becomes a perfect recipe for rapid depreciation. It's a great SUV when new, but its long-term financial performance is among the weakest in the segment 9. Cadillac XT6. The Cadillac XT6 entered the market with big expectations, finally giving Cadillac a three-row SUV positioned to compete with the Audi Q7, Acura MDX, Volvo XC90, and BMW X5. But despite a strong design, a well-known badge, and plenty of features, the XT6 has quickly become one of the fastest depreciating mid-size luxury SUVs, often losing up to 80% of its value in just 2 years. And for many owners, the shock comes when they realize why buyers avoid it on the used market. The first major issue is the engine lineup. The XT6 comes with engines that many consider underwhelming for a luxury SUV. Whether you get the smaller Turbo 4 or the larger V6, neither stands out for power, performance, or refinement. Buyers spending luxury-level money expect more punch, more smoothness, and more excitement. Without that, the XT6 struggles to justify its price, instantly hurting resale value. Then there's the interior quality. While Cadillac has improved a lot in recent years, the XT6 still faces criticism for feeling less premium than the competition. Used buyers often compare it directly to the Audi Q7, Volvo XC90, or Acura MDX, and those rivals typically offer richer materials, better finishing, and more luxurious features. When a vehicle doesn't meet luxury expectations, its resale value drops fast. Another factor working against the XT6 is its rental and fleet presence. Many XT6 models went into rental fleets, which floods the used market with low-mileage units after just 12 to 18 months. Fleet exposure severely damages the perception of a luxury vehicle. Buyers usually assume rental cars have been hard-driven or poorly cared for, even if that's not always true. More supply with low demand equals lower prices. Technology complaints also play a role. The XT6 is equipped with Cadillac's CUE system, which has been criticized for lag, software glitches, and usability issues. Modern buyers expect smooth and reliable infotainment, especially in a luxury SUV. When the tech doesn't impress, it quickly pushes shoppers toward other brands, dragging down the XT6's resale. Additionally, the XT6 suffers from brand positioning confusion. It's priced like a luxury SUV, but the driving experience and build quality sometimes feel closer to a premium mainstream model. This puts it in a strange space where it's too expensive to compete with affordable three-row SUVs, yet not polished enough to stand tall among full luxury rivals. When a vehicle doesn't fit clearly into its segment, used buyers hesitate, and hesitation destroys value. Heavy incentives on new models have also crushed the XT6's long-term pricing. Cadillac often offers significant discounts to move inventory, and whenever that happens, used prices collapse. A brand-new XT6 with a steep discount instantly eliminates interest in a used one that's not much cheaper. In short, the Cadillac XT6 isn't a bad SUV. It rides well, looks sharp, and offers a comfortable cabin. But in the world of used luxury SUVs, reputation matters more than first impressions, and the XT6 simply doesn't have the power, prestige, or proven reliability to hold its value. 8. Jaguar F-Pace. The Jaguar F-Pace entered the market with stunning looks, sharp handling, and the promise of bringing true British luxury into the performance SUV segment. At launch, it seemed like a serious competitor to the Porsche Macan, BMW X3, and Audi Q5. But the excitement didn't last long. Today, the F-Pace is one of the fastest depreciating luxury SUVs, losing close to 80% of its value within 2 years. And the reasons behind this steep fall are difficult for Jaguar to escape. The biggest problem is reliability. Jaguar, as a brand, has struggled with long-term dependability for years. While newer models have improved, the F-Pace still carries the weight of the brand's older reputation, and used buyers rarely take chances when that kind of history is involved. Complaints about electrical issues, infotainment bugs, random warning lights, and inconsistent performance have been enough to scare away a huge percentage of second-hand shoppers. Then there's the problem of expensive parts and servicing. Jaguar vehicles are known for high maintenance costs, and the F-Pace is no exception. Even routine services can be pricey, and more serious repairs involving electronics or drivetrain components can cost thousands. Many used car buyers simply don't want to risk endless bills, especially on a luxury SUV with a questionable reliability record. The dealer network is another major factor. Compared to BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, or Audi, Jaguar has far fewer service centers and dealerships in the US. This limited nationwide support reduces buyer confidence and makes potential used owners hesitate. If someone has to drive hours to reach a qualified service center, the resale demand naturally decreases. Technology issues have also played a significant role in killing the F-Pace's resale value. Earlier models used Jaguar's InControl Touch infotainment system, which earned widespread criticism for slow response times, freezes, and outdated graphics. Even though newer versions are better, the stigma remains. In the used market, once a vehicle earns a reputation for glitchy electronics, it struggles forever. Brand stability also affects depreciation. Jaguar has faced financial struggles, shrinking market share, and a reputation for uncertain long-term direction. Buyers notice this. When a luxury brand doesn't feel stable or widely trusted, its vehicles depreciate faster than others. The F-Pace, despite being one of Jaguar's best-selling SUVs, couldn't overcome this perception. Another often overlooked issue is the driving experience inconsistency. While some models feel smooth and refined, others feel jittery or overly firm, depending on wheel size and suspension setup. This inconsistency creates mixed reviews, and mixed reviews kill resale value. People want predictable quality, not a gamble. Finally, competition in this segment is extremely strong. When buyers can choose a Porsche, BMW, Audi, Lexus, or Volvo that holds value better, the F-Pace becomes an afterthought in the used market. Dealers often cut prices aggressively just to move inventory, accelerating the SUV's depreciation even further. In the end, the Jaguar F-Pace is stylish and enjoyable to drive when everything works right. But high maintenance costs, mixed reliability, service limitations, and strong competition make it one of the worst SUVs to buy if you care about long-term resale value. 7. Land Rover Discovery. The Land Rover Discovery has always carried a strong image, rugged capability wrapped in luxury, with a badge known around the world. On paper, it checks every box: off-road excellence, comfort, technology, and prestige. But in the real world, the Discovery suffers from one of the fastest and most dramatic depreciation curves of any luxury SUV, often losing 70 to 80% of its value within 2 years. And the reasons are a combination of reputation, reliability, and ownership cost. The biggest factor, by far, is reliability. Land Rover has struggled for years with electrical problems, sensor failures, drivetrain issues, infotainment glitches, and various mechanical inconsistencies. Even when newer models improved, the older reputation didn't go away. Used buyers are extremely cautious around anything with the Land Rover badge, and the Discovery is one of the most affected. When a brand becomes associated with unpredictable repairs, resale value drops like a rock. Then there's the issue of maintenance and repair cost. The Discovery might be luxurious and capable, but it's also incredibly expensive to own once the warranty expires. Simple repairs cost more than complex repairs on mainstream SUVs. Components are costly, diagnostic procedures take time, and parts availability can be inconsistent. This makes used buyers think twice. Nobody wants an SUV where even minor fixes can cost thousands. Lower demand automatically forces prices downward. Another major problem is the air suspension system. While it delivers a smooth, premium ride, it's also known for wear and failures over time. Replacing air struts or repairing the system can be extremely expensive. For a used buyer, that's a risk they don't want. Many will choose a Lexus or Toyota instead, even if it's older, just to avoid the fear of air suspension headaches. The Discovery also suffers from high ownership cost beyond repairs. Insurance is expensive, fuel economy is poor, and premium-only gas pushes cost of ownership even higher. Used buyers usually want something economical and dependable, so the Discovery's running cost alone eliminates a large portion of the second-hand market. Add to that Land Rover's technology issues, which have been widely reported. Owners have complained about slow infotainment systems, random audio dropouts, unresponsive screens, and software bugs. Even though newer models have improved, the lingering reputation sticks with the used market. Brand confidence plays a huge role too. When buyers see a vehicle that drops heavily in value, they assume something must be wrong with it. This creates a cycle. Poor resale, lower demand, further price cuts, even worse resale. The Discovery has been stuck in this cycle for years, and it's difficult for Land Rover to break out of it. Competition in this segment is brutal as well. When buyers can choose a Lexus GX, Toyota Land Cruiser, BMW X5, or Mercedes GLE, all of which offer strong resale value, the Discovery becomes the risky choice, and in the used market, people avoid risk unless the price is heavily discounted. Hence, the steep depreciation. Despite all this, the Discovery still shines in one area: capability. It's one of the best off-road luxury SUVs ever made. But capability alone doesn't save it from the massive financial hit that owners experience when trying to sell it. With high maintenance costs, reliability concerns, and harsh competition, the Discovery becomes one of the most rapidly depreciating SUVs in the industry. 6. Alfa Romeo Stelvio. The Alfa Romeo Stelvio is one of the most exciting SUVs to drive. It's sharp, athletic, beautifully designed, and offers the kind of handling that makes you forget you're in a crossover. The performance is fantastic. The styling is eye-catching, and the driving feel is often compared to German sports SUVs. But none of that saves the Stelvio from one harsh truth. It is one of the fastest depreciating SUVs in the world, often losing 75 to 80% of its value in just 2 years. The biggest reason is reliability reputation. Not necessarily real-world failure rates, but perception. Alfa Romeo has long been known for unreliable vehicles, especially in the US market. Even though the Stelvio has improved over time, the brand's history scares away used buyers. Most people simply won't risk owning a luxury SUV that might leave them with unexpected repair bills. And when buyers hesitate, resale values collapse. Then there's the issue of parts availability and service network. Alfa Romeo does not have a large dealership or service center network in the US. That means owners in many parts of the country have to drive long distances for specialized service. And when parts are needed, they often take longer to arrive and cost more than mainstream or German brands. These inconveniences directly impact resale demand. Buyers don't want complicated ownership. The Stelvio's electrical and software issues have also been a concern. Owners have reported random warning lights, screen freezes, Bluetooth issues, sensor malfunctions, and inconsistent driver assistance behavior. Even if these problems aren't catastrophic, the mere presence of tech-related complaints makes used buyers nervous. Luxury SUVs need to feel flawless, and when the tech doesn't deliver, resale value takes a hit. Another major issue is depreciation caused by deeper dealership discounts. Alfa Romeo often provides heavy incentives to move new units from the showroom. When a brand new Stelvio is discounted by several $1,000s, it immediately lowers the value of used models. Why would a buyer choose a used Stelvio when a heavily discounted new one is only slightly more expensive? In addition, the brand identity struggle is a factor. Alfa Romeo is seen as a niche brand in the US. Many buyers recognize the name, but few are confident enough to own one long-term. This lack of mass-market trust results in limited resale demand, and with fewer buyers, prices drop sharply. Competition also plays a role. In the same price range, shoppers can choose from BMW X3/X5, Audi Q5/Q7, Mercedes GLC/GLE, Porsche Macan, or Lexus RX. All these models have strong resale value, established service networks, and reliability records that buyers trust. In comparison, the Stelvio feels like a gamble, and gamblers are few in the used SUV market. Lastly, the Stelvio suffers from long-term durability concerns. Things like premature wear, sensor failures, software glitches, and drivetrain noises, while not universal, are common enough in owner reports to make used buyers wary. No one wants to inherit unpredictable repairs, especially in a luxury SUV where costs can skyrocket. Despite its performance and beauty, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio simply cannot compete in resale strength. It's one of the best SUVs to drive, but one of the worst to own financially, with a depreciation curve that almost guarantees a huge loss within the first 2 years. 5. Volvo XC90. The Volvo XC90 is widely respected for its clean Scandinavian design, comfortable ride, top-tier safety systems, and family-friendly interior layout. It's stylish, practical, and often praised for its luxury feel without being overly flashy. But despite all these strengths, the XC90 suffers from one of the steepest depreciation rates in the luxury SUV segment, often losing 70 to 80% of its value within 2 years. The reasons behind this drop are tied to technology, brand positioning, maintenance costs, and long-term buyer perception. One of the key issues is the XC90's complex hybrid variants, especially the T8 plug-in hybrid models. While the hybrid systems offer strong performance and efficiency, they also introduce added complexity. Potential used buyers worry about battery longevity, expensive hybrid components, and long-term reliability. Many shoppers simply prefer to avoid older luxury hybrids because of unpredictable repair costs. And whenever there's uncertainty, resale values fall. The XC90's interior, though beautiful, has also been criticized for showing wear more quickly than some competitors. Soft materials, thin veneers, and light upholstery options tend to age faster, creating a mismatch between new car appeal and used car appearance. Buyers expect luxury interiors to remain flawless for years. When materials age faster, resale value takes a hit. Maintenance costs are another major factor. While Volvos are not as expensive to repair as some German rivals, they're still costly once the warranty expires. Parts availability, software diagnostics, and proprietary systems push up long-term ownership costs. When used buyers see the potential for higher expenses, they gravitate toward Lexus or Acura instead, brands known for stronger durability and lower costs. The XC90 also battles strong competition. In its segment, it faces the BMW X5, Mercedes GLE, Audi Q7, Lexus RX/LX, Acura MDX, and even luxury electrics like the Tesla Model Y. Many of these vehicles retain value better because they have stronger brand loyalty and fewer long-term reliability concerns. When buyers have so many choices, the XC90 often ends up being the one that gets discounted heavily. Another factor is the rapid model updates. Volvo has been refreshing its lineup frequently, introducing new features, software updates, interior tweaks, and electrified versions. While this helps new car sales, it hurts older models, which quickly feel outdated. When new versions come out fast, previous ones lose value even faster. Then there's the technology dependency. The XC90 relies heavily on touchscreen controls for climate, media, navigation, and vehicle settings. While this creates a sleek, modern look, it also leads to slow system performance and frustration for some owners. Used car buyers, especially those who prioritize long-term simplicity, often avoid heavy-tech vehicles due to fear of glitches and expensive screen replacements. Lastly, brand perception plays a role. Volvo is respected for safety and design, but in the luxury world, it still sits below German brands in terms of prestige. When a luxury brand doesn't command top-tier status, its vehicles naturally depreciate faster. Buyers see the XC90 as a stylish, comfortable alternative, but not as a status symbol, and this influences resale demand. In the end, the Volvo XC90 is a beautifully designed and family-friendly luxury SUV. But with concerns about hybrid complexity, long-term tech reliability, strong competition, and a fast model refresh cycle, it becomes one of the quickest to lose value in the segment, despite everything it does right. 4. Audi Q7. The Audi Q7 is one of the most stylish, comfortable, and technology-packed luxury SUVs on the market. It's smooth, refined, powerful when needed, and loaded with features that make it feel like a premium living room on wheels. But despite all these strengths, the Q7 is also one of the fastest depreciating luxury SUVs, often losing 75 to 80% of its value within just 2 years. And the reasons behind this massive drop come down to complexity, competition, and long-term ownership concerns. One of the biggest factors is the Q7's technology-heavy design. Audi is known for pushing high-tech interiors, digital dashboards, advanced driver assist systems, sophisticated infotainment, and complex electronic architecture. While this tech feels amazing when the vehicle is new, it becomes a liability as the SUV ages. Electronic modules fail, screens lose responsiveness, sensors get glitchy, and diagnosing issues can be time-consuming and expensive. Used buyers know this, and many simply avoid older tech-heavy luxury SUVs altogether. The air suspension problems play a major role as well. Many Q7 models come equipped with adaptive or air suspension systems designed for a smooth and controlled ride. But as these systems age, they become prone to leaks, compressor failures, and costly repairs. A single suspension failure can cost thousands, and most used buyers don't want to take that risk. This fear alone drives resale value down. Another problem is Audi's maintenance cost. Even though the Q7 isn't as expensive to service as a Range Rover, it's still costly. Brake replacements, oil services, sensor fixes, and transmission fluid maintenance can all add up quickly. And once the warranty expires, owners are on their own. The perception of high long-term running costs kills demand in the used market. Early generation Q7s also suffered from timing chain tensioner issues, which created negative buzz for the model. Even though newer models improved, the reputation stuck. And in the used market, reputation matters just as much as actual reliability. Competition is another critical factor. The Q7 competes directly with the BMW X5, Mercedes GLE, Volvo XC90, Acura MDX, and Lexus RX/LX. Among these, Lexus and Acura have far stronger resale value due to their reliability and lower maintenance costs. When buyers compare options, the Q7 often loses out simply because long-term ownership feels riskier. Audi also refreshes its interiors and technology frequently. While that keeps the brand modern, it hurts the value of previous models, which quickly start to look outdated. When a newer version comes with a sharper screen, updated software, or redesigned interior, the older version instantly feels behind. That's great for new buyers, but disastrous for resale. Another factor is lease-heavy sales. Audi sells a large percentage of Q7s through leasing programs. After 24 to 36 months, these leased units flood the used market all at once, creating oversupply. Too many used Q7s with similar mileage and features means dealers must cut prices aggressively to move them, pushing depreciation even lower. Finally, the Q7's fuel economy hurts long-term value. Even with modern engines, the Q7 is still a large, heavy SUV. Used buyers looking to save money are wary of vehicles with higher fuel costs, especially when alternatives like the Lexus RX or hybrid SUVs offer better efficiency. The Audi Q7 is an exceptional SUV when driven new. It's comfortable, quiet, luxurious, and loaded with features. But once it enters the used market, its complex technology, costly maintenance, air suspension concerns, and heavy competition make it one of the worst luxury SUVs for resale value. 3. Acura MDX. The Acura MDX is one of the most popular three-row luxury SUVs in America, known for reliability, comfort, and strong overall performance. It's a family favorite and often considered a safer long-term bet compared to many German rivals. But despite this reputation, certain recent MDX model years have become some of the fastest depreciating SUVs in the luxury segment, dropping up to 80% of their value within 2 years. And the reasons behind this surprising fall are not what most people expect. One of the biggest reasons is overproduction and fleet distribution. During and right after the pandemic, Acura pushed a huge number of MDX units into fleet channels, rental companies, and leasing programs. When those vehicles returned after 12 to 24 months, the used market was suddenly flooded. Oversupply is one of the fastest ways to crush resale prices. Too many MDXs, not enough used buyers, and dealers are forced to slash prices. Another issue comes from transmission concerns. Some recent MDX models have received complaints about rough shifts, lag, hesitation, or unexpected gear behavior. While not catastrophic, these issues are enough to create doubt for potential used buyers. The previous generation MDX also suffered from transmission problems in certain early years, and that reputation continues to affect newer models. In the used market, even small doubts can create large price drops. The MDX's interior quality has also been a point of criticism. While Acura offers premium materials, the cabin sometimes feels less luxurious compared to its rivals from Audi, Volvo, BMW, and Lexus. Used buyers often compare the MDX directly to these competitors, and when the interior feels more premium mainstream than full luxury, resale values suffer. The perception gap reduces demand, and lower demand means lower prices. Technology frustration has also played a major role. Acura's dual-screen infotainment system from earlier models was widely criticized for being confusing, laggy, and outdated. Even though newer models feature an improved system, the negative reputation sticks around and influences used buyers. Nobody wants a luxury SUV that feels complicated or outdated the moment they sit inside. Another factor dragging down value is competitive pressure. The MDX operates in one of the toughest luxury SUV segments. Buyers cross-shop it against the Lexus RX/LX, BMW X5, Mercedes GLE, Audi Q7, and Volvo XC90, all of which have strong brand identity and loyal followings. Many shoppers choose a Lexus for long-term reliability, or a German SUV for prestige. The MDX often falls into the middle, which means it gets discounted to stay competitive. And discounted vehicles always depreciate faster. Lease-heavy sales also accelerate depreciation. Like Audi and BMW, Acura markets the MDX heavily through affordable leasing programs. When leases expire, thousands of nearly identical units hit the used market simultaneously. This oversaturation forces prices downward, even for privately owned MDXs with low mileage. Finally, brand perception plays a part. Acura sits in an unusual position, not quite mainstream, not quite ultra-luxury. This middle-ground branding makes it harder for Acura SUVs to hold value against full luxury brands. Buyers want either reliability first, Lexus, Toyota, or prestige first, Mercedes, BMW. Acura ends up overlooked, even if it's a great product. The Acura MDX is still a solid, reliable, and well-rounded SUV. But due to overproduction, fleet presence, tech frustration, transmission reputation, and brutal competition, it ranks among the fastest depreciating luxury SUVs on the market, making the financial hit surprisingly large for owners looking to sell within a couple of years. 2. Nissan Armada. The Nissan Armada is one of the biggest, boldest, and most powerful full-size SUVs on the road. It offers a strong V8 engine, plenty of space, and a comfortable ride, all wrapped in a rugged, old-school package. But despite its size and capability, the Armada is notorious for massive depreciation, often losing 75 to 80% of its value in just 2 years. And when you break down the reasons, the steep value drop becomes much easier to understand. The biggest factor is the Armada's outdated design. Nissan has kept the same basic platform and interior layout for years, and while it still performs well, it feels ancient compared to modern rivals. Buyers expect updated tech, modern interiors, better efficiency, and fresh styling. The Armada delivers power, but it doesn't deliver modernity. When a vehicle looks and feels old, resale value plummets quickly. Fuel economy is another major issue. The Armada's V8 engine is strong, but it's also extremely thirsty. With rising fuel prices and families becoming more conscious of operating costs, this becomes a major hesitation for used buyers. Many people simply don't want to own a vehicle that drinks fuel at a rate that hurts their monthly budget. Lower demand means lower resale prices. The Armada also struggles with brand competition. In the full-size SUV space, buyers immediately think of the Toyota Sequoia, Chevy Tahoe/Suburban, Ford Expedition, or GMC Yukon. These models have stronger brand loyalty, better resale history, and more modern engines. The Armada gets overshadowed. When a model isn't top of mind in its category, its used value drops rapidly. Interior quality is another factor. While the cabin is spacious and comfortable, it doesn't feel luxurious compared to similarly priced competitors. The infotainment system, dashboard design, and overall cabin materials look dated, which used buyers notice instantly. When the interior feels behind the competition, the resale value suffers. The Armada's reliability reputation is mixed. While the engine itself is durable, the SUV has had issues with electronics, brake components, and transmission behavior in certain model years. None of these problems are catastrophic, but they add enough uncertainty to scare off buyers who want long-term dependability. When reliability isn't rock solid, depreciation rises quickly. Nissan's heavy use of incentives and discounts also directly impacts resale value. New Armada models are frequently sold with big discounts or dealer incentives, which instantly kills used value. Why would someone pay a high price for a used Armada when a brand new one can be purchased at a similar cost after discounts? This pricing strategy pushes the entire used market downward. Another factor is market supply and demand. The Armada isn't as popular as its rivals, which means fewer used buyers search for it specifically. A smaller buyer pool leads to slow sales, and slow sales force dealers to cut prices just to move inventory. This cycle repeats year after year. Finally, the Armada suffers from an image problem. It's powerful and capable, but it lacks the modern updates, efficiency, and brand prestige that used buyers expect in today's full-size SUV market. When a vehicle feels one generation behind, its resale value reflects it. The Nissan Armada offers strong performance and a comfortable ride, but high fuel consumption, outdated design, tough competition, and heavy incentives have made it one of the fastest depreciating SUVs in America. 1. Maserati Levante. The Maserati Levante is one of the most eye-catching luxury SUVs ever made. It has Italian styling, a Ferrari-derived engine note, performance that feels thrilling, and a badge that turns heads instantly. When new, it feels exotic, special, and undeniably luxurious. But once it hits the used market, the Levante becomes one of the fastest depreciating SUVs in the world, often losing nearly 80% of its value in just 2 years. And the reasons behind this massive collapse are rooted in reliability, maintenance costs, and real-world ownership challenges. The biggest issue is extremely high maintenance and repair costs. Maserati vehicles are incredibly expensive to service, and even basic maintenance jobs can cost far more than mainstream luxury brands. When something goes wrong, especially with electronics, drivetrain components, turbos, or suspension, the repair bill can easily stretch into the thousands. Used buyers know this, and most want nothing to do with a luxury SUV that has unpredictable and wallet-draining repair potential. As a result, resale demand is very low. Then there's the reputation for reliability concerns. Maserati as a brand has struggled with long-term durability for years. Electrical issues, sensor failures, infotainment glitches, and build inconsistencies have all been widely reported. Even when newer models improve, the reputation doesn't go away. The used market is driven by trust, and the Levante simply doesn't have the reliability trust needed to hold value. Another key factor is the cost of parts. Everything, from brake components to suspension parts to interior electronics, is extremely expensive. Many parts must be ordered from Italy, adding to wait times and repair complexity. For used car buyers, this is a huge red flag, especially when other luxury SUVs have more affordable and readily available parts. A vehicle with expensive imported components will always depreciate. Faster insurance costs also play a role. The Levante is considered a high-risk, high-cost vehicle to insure due to its performance capability and expensive components. High insurance premiums drive away many potential used buyers, further shrinking the pool of interested shoppers and pushing prices downward. Another challenge is the lack of a widespread dealer and service network. Compared to BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, or Audi, Maserati has far fewer dealerships in the US. This means servicing, warranty work, and parts replacement can be inconvenient for many owners. A limited support network always hurts resale value because it creates uncertainty about long-term ownership. The Levante also faces intense competition. Buyers comparing used luxury SUVs can choose Porsche, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Lexus, or Range Rover, all brands with stronger reliability, larger service networks, and higher resale value. When given the option between a used Levante with potential repair risks and a used Porsche Cayenne with proven reliability, most buyers choose the safer option. Lease behavior affects depreciation as well. Many Levante models are leased rather than purchased outright. When those leases end after 2 to 3 years, the used market is flooded with low-mileage Levantes that dealers need to move quickly. Oversupply always leads to deep price cuts. Another factor is the changing luxury market itself. Buyers today prioritize technology, driver assist features, reliability, and practicality. The Levante offers style and performance, but it doesn't deliver the reliability or modern tech consistency expected at its price point. When expectations and real-world ownership don't align, depreciation skyrockets. At the end of the day, the Maserati Levante is thrilling to drive and beautiful to look at. But these strengths are overshadowed by expensive maintenance, limited dealer support, reliability concerns, and massive oversupply in the used market. These factors combine to make the Levante one of the worst SUVs for long-term resale value, and an SUV that loses nearly 80% of its worth faster than almost any of its competitors. And there you have it. 13 SUVs that may look impressive on the surface, but lose value at a shocking rate once they hit the used market. Depreciation is one of the biggest hidden costs of owning a vehicle, and these models prove just how fast that money can disappear. If you're buying new, it pays to look beyond the features and focus on long-term value. And if you're shopping used, knowing which SUVs crash in price can help you avoid a financial headache, or even score a bargain if you understand the risks.